We're going to wrap
money in the bank.
Rates are good. Pretty exciting.
You know why? Why?
Free money. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, welcome back to the program. This is the money segment of the program. That's the one everyone's looking forward to all the time, Kelvin.
Yeah, everybody muddles through the first three to get to the fourth.
Just to get to the fourth.
That's why, in every good news segment, they always put the best at the end.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
They want to keep you, and then they tease it the whole show through.
We should probably tease it through the show more.
Keep you engaged.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in the money segment. That's what we'll start saying. Yeah. That's really good. We'll talk about that in the money segment.
That'd be good.
What do you got?
I got a lot of stuff today that we want to hit getting into 2024. Just want you to give a quick recap of the real estate market as you see it right now and going forward. Just a quick, 1 minute, 2 minute.
Keith Reno, you want to do that?
Sure. I think that things are continuing to improve. We're having a lot of conversations right now with folks.
I
think if interest rates will improve activity.
Okay.
With interest rates continuing to improve, it will help with activity. I also think the weather is helping with activity. So the weather in our area has been pretty mild. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, that things continue to stay that way and we have an early spring. I don't want to get dumped on late. And so I think with the improving interest rates and our mild season we're having, we're going to have a great spring, and I'm excited for it.
Good. Inventory levels, same, up, down?
Right now we're starting out with about 300 more homes for sale in the 7-county metropolitan area than we did a year ago. It's
real
pretty
quick
much the same.
On inventory, I was actually researching the other day how many properties are TNAS right now. TNAS
what's
means
that mean?
Temporary, not available for show, and there are a lot.
Yeah.
And they didn't come off December 29. Interestingly, a lot of properties came off the market the end of October. The end of October, we had rates in the 8s. And so people were like, holy crap,
we're out.
The market is super slow. And it was. Things quieted down significantly leading into a very traditionally slow time of year. And so there are a lot of properties that are sitting off the market right now that are waiting for rates to improve, which they are, that will come on the market in this kind of first couple of months, February, March, April, as leases come, up and people are getting out there and they're starting to look at buying a house. It will all help the overall sales numbers. It will help, buyers finding properties. It will help.
And rents are coming down.
It will help. Rents are coming down.
That makes home ownership appear more affordable.
So they have to come down because home ownership is more expensive with higher rates. So it's balancing back.
Yeah,
to the
it
market,
actually isn't if you really dial into it.
Right. No, I know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, let's hit a couple things here real quick just on mortgage rates. And one of the things I wrote down this morning was just we need headlines, right? So I'm just going to read the headlines here in the last little bit. And it's always interesting that there's not much movement, but you wouldn't think that listening to headlines. Headlines are moortgage rates start higher but recover nicely.
Salacious.
As of this morning, it looked like the theme for mortgage rates in 2024 would be up, up, and away, at least as far as the first 2 days go. Right. It's 2 freaking days, and they're forecasting up, up, and away. Right. Then the next headline is mortgage rates jump to the highest levels in more than 2 weeks. Next headline, mortgage rates end 2023, not too terribly far from where they started.
But par goes from 6.61 to 6.72.
Yeah, well, hardly, right? So it's crazy. So mortgage rates inch modestly higher from 7-month lows. Mortgage rates down another 7-month low. Uncanny absence of volatility. And it's just this constant headline.
You look at the headline, and then if you actually read the article, many times the headline is completely disconnected from the article.
Right.
I mean, it's like, where did they get that headline from?
And by the time you're done reading the article, it's a neutral stance.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what the reality is? That whatever media company that's putting it out, and this is sports, this is cars, this is social crap, this is interest rates, this is real estate. They're selling clicks.
Clickbait.
For ads.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yep, absolutely. So that's what we're seeing. So here's the reality. Where are 30-year fixed mortgages? Low 7s, high 6s. You're kind of right in that range. So if you go 6.5 to 7.25, you could probably live there, and you might be paying a 1% discount point to get a little bit lower. You might, if you're just doing par, like no cost, no fees, nothing, you're probably low 7s.
Okay.
If your credit's banged up a little bit, you might be higher 7s, good credit, but less down. You get a little bit better rate now because of some weird stuff. But in terms of just like where are we sitting? Think high 6s, low 7s right now, and I think that's where we're going to see it. And hopefully we see things tick down just a little bit or just stay in this steady. Like if we could even just live in 6s.
I think mid 6s is kind of where we're going to land within 2 months.
Yep. That would be a great spot because now we get a refinance. Like we're seeing a uptick in some refinances for the people that were high 7s, low 8s. We're saying, well, if we can get down to like high 6s, and I feel like if we just get to that like 6.5, with a refinance, that'd be really helpful. But we're starting to see it increase. We're starting to see a lot of cash out. Sadly, I mean, a lot of cash out refinances. There's so much.
That's sad. Why is it? You said sad.
Well, because there's so much credit card debt out there.
Oh, that's
people have really ramped up. I mean, I think people got used to living on like, hey, there'll be another bailout. There'll be another incentive for this, incentive for that. I'm not paying for my student loans. Well, now you got student loan payments kick in. That's affecting, by the way, people's ability to get approved.
Because what happened with that? I'm not following the student loan.
Well, you have full payments now. So now everybody on the credit report, in the past it showed, well, you owe like $50,000 in student
Why? Because
loans.
those were
they were deferred.
They're deferred. Yeah, deferred forever, right? Now they're finally like,
and now they're like,
here's your payment.
Supreme Court's like, nah, not doing that deal.
Here's your payment, right? So now your payment's $250 or $200. Well, in the past we could use half of 1%, so 0.5. So we were using a lot lower number for qualifying purposes, and now we have that full payment.
And on top of that, your credit card rate is 28%. And
credit cards are crazy. Oh, I was dealing with a client yesterday, and
if you carry credit card debt, you will be poor. I mean, that's just the.
Yep.
You need to spend money that you can afford to spend and pay it off every month. That is it, kids. Don't do anything different.
Yep.
Credit card debt will kill you.
Yep. Credit cards are a convenience, not a
financing tool.
Of your life. I mean,
don't need a $45 water bottle. Like, if you are living paycheck to paycheck, you should not be walking around with the most expensive crap, having an $800 car payment, racking up your credit card bill. Like, I just don't. It's so bad.
Come on,
it's so bad.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm doing it. I said, okay. The month of
You're racking up credit card debt?
No, month of January, though, I hate using because I think it's easy, right? Mm-hmm. And then my boys are using it, and I'm just like, hey, guys, here's what January is. We're not using
all cash credit. January.
100% cash purchase for January.
Here's your $300.
Yep. Absolutely. You're going right down the road I'm living right now with my boys. Just saying, here's the cash. You don't use your credit. Well, what about gas?
No,
I'm not going to go walk into the gas station. I said, you know what? You actually are.
If it's the 14th and you've spent all your money, guess what? No more Chipotle.
Yeah. Twice a day.
Twice a day Chipotle, $12 a crack.
That's snacks around mealtime. It's like you're killing me, and we totally went down a rabbit hole.
That's all right. Rabbit holes are interesting.
But so the reality of what we're seeing right now is we're doing cash out refinances. We're paying off debt. We're restructuring debt. We're getting lower payments, interest deduction, all that good stuff. So rates are okay. We're seeing activity pick up. We're seeing the real estate market starting to kick in. It's kind of funny. We always say it really starts around Super Bowl, and we're like a month out from the Super Bowl. And I think it's starting early a little bit. So I actually really anticipate having a great year this year on rates. I think we're going to I just think it's going to be a fantastic year. So
yeah, rates will continue. They're trending in the right direction. Yep. A couple of bad days of headlines, but
yeah,
I think they're going.
Isn't that crazy?
Right. Yeah.
So
and you see, like we talk about all the time, you see what you click on, right? So if you click on one of those headlines and you're reading
it's going to feed you some
you're
more.
Just going to get served up more of that. Yeah. The internet is very smart.
Yeah. Watch Social Dilemma.
Just as an example, I was looking for healthy vitamins for my kids that don't have a bunch of crap in them.
Yep.
And now I can't go anywhere without seeing 45 healthy vitamin ads for kids that are better that you should be giving your kids. Mm-hmm. So I'm like X, constantly turning off the ads for the healthy vitamins for kids. I bought one.
I'm good. Leave me alone. So one question I had for Eric yet, give me just kind of averages for people, 4-bedroom home, standard, like your standard move, 4-bedroom home. What kind of price range are we hitting? Like, give me a high, give me a low.
Sure. If you're moving within the metro area, you're probably looking around $2,000 maybe.
Okay.
But if you're moving out of state, then you're more like the $10,000.
Yeah.
Depending on if you're doing packing and stuff yourself, you can of course add costs.
That just helps me mentally kind of go, okay, where if I'm moving somebody and if we're talking to somebody,
Where are you going, Kelvin? Texas?
I'm leaving. I'm going to Florida.
I'm out.
I'm out. No.
Call me.
Please call me. So,
or go to his website, actionmoving.com.
Yeah.
Go there as well.
So anyway, if you want to have a conversation,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, with me, 651-231-2500, 651-231-2500, and we will talk soon.
For sure. Good luck with your budgeting. Is that your son calling you for more money right now?
It's my son calling me from Spain right now. So.
That's it for this week, guys. Real Estate Chalk Talk. Log on to our website, what is our website?
Hittner Group.
It's my last name. Hittnergroup.com or on the old telephone, 612-627-8000. See you next week.
You've been listening to Your Real Estate